Hey guys, the dude from Denmark here. Welcome to episode 3 of Gatecrash, the new expansion that's about to come out for Magic the Gathering. This week there has been all the mechanics for the 5 guilds of Gatecrash have been revealed. So this episode I will going to be talking about these mechanics and what I think about them and so on. So let's check them out. In episode 2 I already talked about the Simic guild and its mechanic Evolve, where whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. Fathom Mace is, for example, is one of those creatures with this mechanic on. It's a 1/1 and costs you 4 mana to cast. Whenever a 1/1 counter is placed on this creature, you may draw a card. I have already been talking about how I don't really like this mechanic, since the whole 1/1 counter on creatures and so on. I think I find that really boring. But at that time I didn't really see other creatures with this mechanic, which this creature have, and as in this creature, whenever a 1/1 counter is placed on this creature, you may draw a card. So for that, for instance, this is actually really nice, I think, and I'm really looking forward to see what other creatures might have for the Evolve mechanic. But in general I don't really like it. Let's move on to the Gruul guild, which got the mechanic Blood Rush. On this creature is called Rubblehullk, and costs you 6 mana to cast. Its power and toughness are each equal to a number of lands you control. And then they got this Blood Rush mechanic, where in this case you can pay 3 mana, and to discard this creature, target attacking creature gets XX until end of turn, where X is the number of lands you control. I find Blood Rush to be another really boring mechanic, but people on the forums seems to be confused as to what this mechanic really does, because is it only Blood Rush, is it only lands that gives you something, or can you do something else with it to give creatures first strike and so on when they attack? We haven't seen any other creatures with this mechanic, so it's interesting to see what Blood Rush really does, or if it just do lands. But I think all in all, I don't really like Blood Rush. I think it's a bit boring, and again something with XX counters on. So I think it's a bit boring. Let's move on to the Boros mechanic. Boros got a new mechanic called Battalion, which in this case we got a 3/3 angel creature, which is red and white and costs you 4 mana to cast. It got flying, and this Battalion mechanic, where whenever Firemane Avenger and at least 2 other creatures attack, this creature deals 3 damage to target creature or player, and you gain 3 life. I really think this mechanic fits the Boros really well with the whole red and white attacking things. Again, it's not really a mechanic I really like. I think it's too boring, since you can't really experiment much with it. You just have to attack with at least 2 other creatures, and then this mechanic happen. So again, not my type of mechanic, but I think all in all it's a good card, and doesn't really cost you much for a 3/3 with flying and this mechanic. So I think all in all, I think the card is good. The mechanic is a bit boring. Move on to the also guild, which got the Extort mechanic. For instance, this card is called Treasury Thrall, and it's a 4/4 and costs you 6 mana to cast. Whenever you cast a spell, you may pay either black mana or white mana. If you do, each opponent lose 1 life, and you gain that much life. Whenever this creature attacks, you may return target artifact, creature, or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. I feel like they've created this mechanic only for the multiplayer part, which is actually really boring, because it seems like each opponent lose 1 life and you gain that much life. So if you just want to play casual and play one against another of your friend or something, every time you will get 1 life, and the opponent will lose 1 life. So I think it's a bit boring, and again I can't really see you can do much with this mechanic. Also, you can only pay 1 mana to to make this mechanic work. You can apparently pay three mana to get 3 life, and your opponent lose 3 life. So I think it's really restricted and really boring. But I do think the card works really well with the whole when it attacks you may return target artifact, creature, enchantment. Let's move on to the last guild, which is Dimir, which got the Cipher mechanic. On this card we got a 4 mana sorcery spell, which lets you each player discard his or her hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. Then this Cipher mechanic begins. Then you may exile this spell card encoded on a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, its controller may cast a copy of the encoded card without paying its mana cost. It's funny how Dimir is the least favorite guild in the whole Ravnica, but apparently got the most interesting mechanic of Ravnica. So I really think Cipher seems really crazy and really fun. I really think it got things that you can really be creative with this, I think, and I'm really looking forward to see cards that you know, whenever you cast a spell or something, you encode this on target creature, and then it loses 1 life every time you cipher this. So I really think it's a real nice mechanic, and could also go really well with the extort mechanic for whenever you cast a spell you gain 1 life and your opponent lose 1 life. That was the cards I wanted to show today. I hope you liked this episode of Gatecrash spoilers. Bear in mind that this episode was all about the new mechanics, and we haven't really seen much cards, so it's really hard to talk about these mechanics and what it will be like. So I may hate a lot in this video, but maybe when we see more cards, it will be much more interesting to talk about this mechanic and what they can do and so on. The Gatecrash spoilers will start, so if you want, you can subscribe to me to see my episodes whenever there are new spoilers coming out. You can leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think of these new spoilers and what you think of these mechanics and so on. So until next time, have fun guys.